The story of the two gardeners. Rohan and Kumar were two gardeners who lived in a small village surrounded by lush green forests and rolling hills. The village was known for its beautiful gardens, and Rohan and Kumar were two of the most skilled gardeners in the area. Rohan's background. Rohan was a perfectionist. He was born into a family of gardeners and had learned the craft from a young age. His parents had been strict and demanding, and Rohan had grown up with a strong sense of discipline and responsibility. He was meticulous in his work, paying attention to every detail and ensuring that every plant, every flower, and every tree in his garden was perfectly manicured. Rohan's garden was a reflection of his inner self, orderly, disciplined, and controlled. He spent hours every day tending to his plants, pruning, watering, and fertilizing them. He was proud of his garden and enjoyed showing it off to visitors. Kumar's background. Kumar, on the other hand, had a more relaxed approach to gardening. He had grown up in a family of artists and musicians, and his approach to gardening was more creative and spontaneous. Kumar believed in letting nature take its course, and he would often leave some areas of his garden untended, allowing the plants to grow freely. Kumar's garden was a reflection of his inner self, wild, free-spirited, and spontaneous. He enjoyed experimenting with different plants and techniques, and his garden was a vibrant and colorful reflection of his personality. The storm. One day, a severe storm hit the village, causing widespread destruction. The winds were strong, and the rain was heavy, causing flooding and damage to many of the gardens in the area. Rohan's garden was severely damaged, with many of his perfectly manicured plants uprooted or destroyed. Rohan was devastated. He had spent so much time and effort perfecting his garden, and now it was all destroyed. He felt like he had failed, and he didn't know how to recover. Kumar's garden, however, was surprisingly resilient. While some plants were damaged, many others had adapted to the storm and were still standing strong. Kumar was calm and reflective, realizing that his relaxed approach to gardening had allowed his garden to develop a natural resilience. Rohan's reflections. As Rohan reflected on the destruction of his garden, he began to question his own approach to gardening. He realized that he had been trying to control every aspect of his garden, rather than trusting in the natural order of things. Rohan began to see that his need for control and perfection was not only limiting his gardening, but also his life. Rohan thought about all the times he had gotten frustrated with his garden, all the times he had felt like he was failing. He realized that he had been putting too much pressure on himself, that he had been trying to achieve an unrealistic level of perfection. Kumar's insights. Kumar, on the other hand, was grateful for the storm. It had taught him the value of adaptability and trust. He realized that he didn't have to control every aspect of his garden, and that sometimes, it was necessary to let go and trust in the natural order of things. Kumar thought about all the times he had experimented with new plants and techniques, all the times he had taken risks and tried new things. He realized that his relaxed approach to gardening had allowed him to be more creative and innovative. The aftermath. As the storm passed, Rohan and Kumar began to rebuild their gardens. Rohan was determined to create an even more perfect garden, one that would be resistant to any future storms. Kumar, on the other hand, was more laid back, allowing his garden to evolve naturally. As they worked, Rohan and Kumar began to talk more about their approaches to gardening. Rohan realized that Kumar's relaxed approach was not lazy or irresponsible, but rather a reflection of his trust in the natural world. Kumar realized that Rohan's perfectionism was not just about gardening, but about his own need for control and order. The lesson. As they rebuilt their gardens, Rohan and Kumar learned a valuable lesson. They realized that there was no one right way to garden, that different approaches could be effective in different contexts. They learned to appreciate each other's strengths and weaknesses, and to recognize the value of diversity and adaptability. The storm had been a wake-up call for both Rohan and Kumar. It had taught them the importance of flexibility, resilience, and trust. As they looked out at their rebuilt gardens, they knew that they had learned something deeper and more meaningful than just gardening techniques. The moral. The moral of the story is that sometimes, it's necessary to let go of our need for control and perfection. By embracing imperfection and trusting in the natural order of things, we can develop a greater sense of resilience and adaptability. This moral can be applied to many areas of our lives. Whether it's our personal relationships, our work, or our own personal growth, learning to let go of our need for control can be a powerful and liberating experience. Conclusion. The story of the two gardeners teaches us that there is beauty in imperfection and strength in adaptability. By embracing these principles, we can develop a greater sense of resilience and trust in the natural order of things. I hope you found this story inspiring and thought-provoking. Remember, sometimes it's necessary to let go of our need for control and perfection, and trust that everything will work out for the best.